From a really young age, I was very familiar with who Jesus was and what Christianity was about. I knew what it meant to be Christian. I watched my parents tell people about this free and gracious gift that God extends to everybody and anyone.
They were sharing the gospel, and I was just like, wow, like they love Jesus? I want to love Jesus. Like, he seems awesome. And so they really inspired me.
And I was homeschooled, so I didn't really have the greatest friend group around me, but I didn't really need one because I had my family, and that was really all I needed at the time.
Our first year of public school was in 8th grade.
There's just this struggle for performance in high school. Like, everyone wants to be seen and perceived a certain way.
Faking your identity to try to be someone.
People usually stick to themselves, so it is harder to get into new groups.
Our kids live on these little islands, and so the greatest need is for them to be seen and heard and kind of have a place where they feel connected, and that when they walk down a hallway in a school, they know that someone knows their name.
It was the end of my fall semester of 8th grade. My parents both got sick with COVID.
They have to quarantine, and I was scared because I didn't know if they were gonna spend Christmas with us. I thought everything was gonna be okay, but New Year's rolled around, January 1st, my dad went to the hospital with pneumonia. He had to be taken away.
And so my mom did recover. She was fine after about 2 weeks. My dad, on the other hand, though,
I came home, and then they're like, oh, he's declining. We need to get more medical care for him.
That launched into 2 months of him being in the hospital, and yeah, there was just times when I was at school, I was like, is my dad even alive right now?
Until he went back down to emergency status on February 20th, and that's when he passed away.
My freshman year, there was a lot of loneliness just because that was the first year without my dad. I wasn't sure that I was gonna find people that could understand.
And there was a definite lack of organizations that fed the average kid, right, that had a spiritual need.
One of the biggest things about God is that he takes the worst things and he turns it for good.
He's opened up a lot of opportunities for my family to go on mission together. So I got to meet some really awesome people there who are leading crew at their high schools from different states in the U.S. So we get back from that trip, and me, my sister, and a couple of our friends are like, okay, let's do this.
I don't know how people can make it through seasons of life without Jesus, because I know I wouldn't have. So that's a lot of what inspired crew and wanting to reach those people who have, because I know so many of us have experienced something so painful.
So the students approached me about starting up this club. So I made sure that we filed the right charter papers, that we had all the paperwork in order.
When it finally started, I was like, yes, it's happening. And there was literally the first day we were there was a student, and she was like, I've been praying for something like this. I've been wanting a club like this.
I just saw this group of kids just praying one day, and I was like, what are they doing? And so I kind of listened in, and I was like, oh, wait, this is so cool. I want to be part of this.
I felt called just to go up there and talk to him and see what it's about, and just really figured out how interesting it was and immediately wanted to sign up and be a leader, and it's been a blessing ever since.
Going into school is such a scary place, I think, to live your faith out. And so I think just being a part of crew has just encouraged me and pushed me to share my faith with people.
I mean, I'm just so excited to see how much God will use me in my entire high school.
We've had a very wide demographic of people come. Some people who have gone to church all their lives, and people who have had a lot of church hurt, or people who barely know anything and expressed how it's just been a community they've never really experienced before, especially in a public school setting.
No one's gonna remember if you were Hoko Queen or anything like that. No one's really gonna remember even your last test grade. But people are gonna remember, oh, that girl or guy who just couldn't stop talking about Jesus. They're gonna remember Jesus.
Philippians 1:21 has been one of the most powerful verses. It's also the verse that's on my dad's gravestone, so it does stick with me in that way, in a connection to my dad, where he also became Christian through being a part of Crew high school events. So it's kind of like a full circle moment.
Starting Crew is an opportunity for a student not to build their own legacy or get popular in any way, but to just magnify who Jesus is.